The Minecraft movie came in hot and made it crystal clear that 2025 kicked off with a bang when it comes to video game adaptations hitting the big screen. But did you actually catch all the hidden details in this epic adventure set in the legendary blocky world? Let's start off with a sneaky little detail that flew under the radar for a lot of people. When Steve is proudly showing off his house and gear, we see a bunch of items that only hardcore Minecraft players will recognize in a heartbeat. We're talking stuff he crafted himself and some rare loot picked up during his most dangerous quests. Some of the things on display in Steve's stash include a healing potion, a fire resistance potion, a swiftness potion, a golden apple and golden carrot, both pretty rare, a leather helmet, a turtle helmet, which helps you breathe underwater, and even a carved pumpkin mask, which, as real fans know, keeps Endermen from attacking you even if you look them right in the eye. And that's just the beginning. Today we're breaking down 19 more hidden details and Easter eggs that most fans totally missed in the Minecraft movie. So buckle up, because your screen's about to get hit with a full-on Easter egg explosion. Still on Steve? When we get a peek inside his chest, one of the most legendary and ultra-rare items from the game is right there, the Totem of Undying. If you're not familiar with it, here's the deal. This item literally saves you from death, as long as you're holding it when you take a fatal hit. What's awesome is that in the game, this totem only drops when you defeat an evoker, a dangerous mob that spawns inside woodland mansions. In the movie, Henry takes down an Enderman, but if he'd faced off with an evoker instead, he might have walked away with the totem instead of an Ender Pearl. So here's the real question. Has Steve actually used the totem before to cheat death? That mystery's still hanging. Now here's a fun one. In one of the most colorful scenes, the main characters drop by a bustling village full of villagers. So far, so good. Each villager has their usual job and matching look, but if you look closely, you'll spot something weird, a snowy biome villager smack in the middle of the village, even though the setting isn't snowy at all. In the actual game, villagers usually don't leave their home villages, but maybe the movie's suggesting that, in this universe, they do travel. Maybe they visit each other or even trade between villages. Is this just creative liberty or a hint at some upcoming feature in the game? Let's rewind to the beginning for a moment. There's one scene that's super intense and hits different for Minecraft players. Garrett is being chased at night by a terrifying horde of mobs and ends up falling into a hole. With no tools, no gear, and no time, he starts digging his way out with his bare hands. Exactly what every new player does in panic mode. But here's the sneaky detail. Just above him, we get a glimpse of some diamond ore blocks. Anyone who's played the game knows how valuable diamonds are, and that they only show up deep down in caves. If Garrett had managed to climb up and reach them, he would have hit the jackpot. Too bad he didn't have an iron pickaxe yet. So even if he got there, no mining for him. Time for some high-flying action. There's a wild sequence where Henry, Steve, and Garrett have to escape from ghasts, and they do it using elytras, the iconic glider wings from the game. What makes the scene even cooler is that Henry uses a firework rocket to boost his speed mid-air. This comes straight out of the gameplay mechanics. Elytras don't make you fly like Superman. They let you glide, but you'll slowly lose altitude. Now if you use fireworks while gliding, that's when you can take off and really soar. It's one of the most fun ways to travel in Minecraft, and the movie absolutely nailed the vibe. At the climax of the movie, Steve faces off against Malgosha, the big villain. And things take a totally crazy turn when he starts throwing eggs at her. And believe it or not, some of the eggs actually hatch into chickens. This is a real mechanic in the game. Every time you throw an egg, there's a small chance it'll spawn a baby chicken out of nowhere. It might not be the most efficient attack strategy, but it can definitely help push mobs around or distract them for a moment. Once again, the movie took a funny little detail from the game and turned it into an epic moment in the story. And to keep our list going with a redstone twist, there's a scene that might seem simple, but it's actually packed with a cool reference. At the end of the movie, when the characters return to the real world, they create a game called Block City Battle Boss, which blends block-style visuals with full-on brawling. This fictional game might be a direct nod to Block City Wars, a mobile game that has blocky graphics and gameplay similar to GTA, clearly inspired by Minecraft's aesthetic. Coincidence? Highly doubtful. Looks more like one of those cheeky winks meant for sharp-eyed fans to catch right away. So tell us, whether you've been a Minecraft fan for years or just joined the crew after watching the movie, drop a block down in the comments. The Woodland Mansion is one of the most dangerous and creepy places in the entire Minecraft universe, so of course the main characters end up there in the movie. But instead of charging in and fighting the enemies head-on, Steve and Garrett take a very unexpected route. A musical performance. Yep, that's right, they kick off a full-on saxophone routine to distract the villains while Henry sneaks off in search of the Earth Crystal. And if that moment felt totally random to you, here's the twist. It's actually a subtle tribute to Jack Black, who voices Steve in the movie. Jack's not just an actor, he's also a musician, and he can play the saxophone. He's even performed with the iconic Saxaboom on several TV shows. Yet another little inside joke meant for fans who know the actor well enough to pick up on it right away.
1, 2, 3, mother up. 1, 2, 3.
Now let's talk about the Orb of Dominance, easily the most powerful and dangerous object in the whole movie. It looks pretty different from how it appears in the games. In Minecraft dungeons, the orb is full of bright swirling colors. but in the movie, it's shown as a mysterious glowing blue cube. The coolest part? When the orb gets combined with the Earth crystal, it completely transforms and ends up looking a lot like the beacon, an item from the original Minecraft that shoots powerful light beams into the sky. At the climax, when Malgosha uses the Orb of Dominance to plunge the overworld into eternal darkness, the cube fires off a beam of light, exactly like the beacon does. Makes you wonder, was it just a coincidence, or another cleverly hidden reference for the hardcore fans? And going back to the movie's funnier side, we can't forget the unexpected relationship between Vice Principal Marlene and a villager who accidentally ends up in our world. During a super romantic dinner between the two, she refers to him as Swedish. The line might seem like a simple throwaway joke, but it's actually a sneaky double meaning. That's because the original creator of Minecraft, Notch, is also Swedish. Notch was the mastermind behind the blocky universe we all love so much, but he sold Mojang to Microsoft in 2014 for a whopping $2.5 billion. Since then, he stepped completely away from the game and had nothing to do with the movie's story or production. Still, this clever nod was a nice little tribute. And speaking of that peculiar dinner, check out what's being served: potatoes and carrots. It might seem totally random, but it's actually not. Those two foods are staples in the villagers' diet since they're commonly grown in Minecraft villages. So either Marlene did some serious research and found out her new boyfriend's favorite foods, or she's just a big fan of root veggies herself. Either way, this couple clearly has more in common than just speaking the same language. Speaking of language, you might be wondering, how did a villager and a vice principal manage to communicate so well? Simple, they each learned to speak the other's language. The villager learned how to talk like a regular human, and Marlene started to understand and even speak the villager's hum-hum language. Turns out that funny and weird way they talk in the game is actually a full language. It just never got translated because villagers prefer to keep to themselves. Now the mystery of how they communicate has been partially solved, and this surprise reveal caught a lot of fans off guard. And their love story doesn't stop there. There's even a post-credits scene. In the first bonus scene, the villager proposes to Marlene, and when she says yes, something wild happens. A bunch of little hearts pop up around her head. That's exactly what happens in the game when two villagers are about to have a baby. So is that what just happened there? The baby doesn't show up on screen, which might mean the filmmakers are saving that surprise for a possible sequel. And now we've got a whole new mystery. Will their child be a human, a villager, or some crazy mix of the two? Just imagine what that could look like. And of course, they had to show how animals reproduce in this blocky world. In Minecraft, the movie, pandas, wolves, and other cute creatures just need to stand close together and eat something they like. Right after that, little hearts float around them, and poof, a baby animal pops out of nowhere. It's just like in the game, no pregnancy or anything. The baby just appears between the two parents. This is one more way the movie stays true to the wacky and charming mechanics of the game. And honestly, it's kind of funny to look for logic in a universe made entirely of floating blocks, right? If you're enjoying this video, do us a solid and subscribe to the channel so we can keep making awesome content like this. Most people didn't catch this, but the movie also gives a fun little wink to another iconic project by director Jared Hess and actor Jack Black. The scene happens when Steve and Garrett get thrown into a wrestling ring and have to battle one of the scariest mobs in Minecraft, a baby zombie riding a chicken. Just seeing this creature is enough to give any Minecraft player the chills. It's fast, unpredictable, and deadly. But here's the twist. That whole sequence is clearly a reference to Nacho Libre, the wrestling comedy starring Jack Black and directed by Jared Hess. The wrestling match is a fun little nod to both of their careers, and it fits perfectly with the wild and creative vibe of the movie's universe. It's a match made in blocky heaven. And for anyone who thought the movie wouldn't have any underground action, think again. In one of the scenes, while the main characters are exploring a mysterious cave, Garrett accidentally triggers some crazy traps. Arrows shoot out from all directions, and the wildest part is that some of them have cactus tips. That's not something you'll find in the original Minecraft, at least not yet, but the idea came straight from the creative mind of a YouTuber, Mumbo Jumbo, one of the most popular creators in the Minecraft community. The movie's production team actually reached out to several Minecraft content creators to help make everything feel more authentic and exciting. And let's be real, it worked big time. Now get this, there's even a Mad Max moment in the middle of the chaos. When the piglins invade the overworld, a few of them show up riding ghasts, using them like full-on war blimps. And that's not all. During a chase scene, one of the piglins starts banging on a drum, just like in those intense scenes from Mad Max Fury Road. It's the kind of reference only true pop culture fans will catch right away. And the coolest part? The movie doesn't just stick to kids' shows, it dives deep into all kinds of references. And of course, they had to include a nod to the Lord of the Rings. In one of the most important scenes, Dawn gives the Orb of Dominance to Henry and tells him he's the right person to protect the artifact. She even drops a line saying he looks like Frodo, the hero from the Lord of the Rings, who also carries a powerful object that could determine the fate of everything. And the funniest part? The actor who plays Henry actually does look a lot like Frodo. It's one of those visual gags that the writers nailed perfectly. Just one more little touch that gives the movie so much personality. And finally, we can't forget to talk about the village Steve shows off. When he introduces the place to the main characters, he mentions that it was built by villagers. Except for the coolest stuff, which he added himself later on. That is so classic Minecraft player behavior. finding a ready-made village and completely remodeling it to match your own style. And the highlight, a massive dog-shaped statue right in the center of the village, a sweet tribute to Dennis, Steve's pet wolf. It's the kind of little detail that shows how much the character genuinely loves his furry companion, and how well the movie captures that same emotional bond players have with their pets in the game. And if you're just as obsessed with pop culture as we are, check out the 2 video options we've left on your screen. Whichever one you choose, we're sure you're gonna love it.